53, which, you know, would have been a great time to wake up and start my day. But today, or should I say yesterday, I woke up at 8 p.m. My sleeping schedule, you guys, is insanity. I don't know how this happened, but yes, I wake up at 8 p.m. So basically what I'm saying is I need you guys to help me stay up today, not go to bed at 1, and get back on a proper schedule. Also, you know, I've just really been craving an old school, just me and you chilling at my apartment vlog where nothing of any substance happens. You guys just come and you join me on my very introverted, independent, cat lady aesthetic life, you know? Bookie, how have you been? Can you say hi to everyone? Can you let them know how life has been with Rini-chan? Are we adjusting? Look how big my baby is, you guys. Where did my baby go? Where's my baby? Where's the baby Rini? This is a full-grown woman. But real quick, I would just like to stop and take a moment to thank my friends over at Vanity Planet for sponsoring this video. Guys, if you're in the market for a beautiful, futuristic, classy toothbrush to set out in your bathroom, I have the toothbrush for you. This is the Elements Sonic toothbrush. And the first thing you're noticing is, oh, what is happening? Why is this lighting up? Well, let me show you. So you put your little toothbrush in here whenever you're done, and the UV light kills 99% of bacteria. That's right. So you no longer have to feel like you're brushing your teeth with a dirty, old, nasty toothbrush head, which is how I always feel with electric toothbrushes. And also, I just love the simple, minimal design of this. It has 4 different modes: clean, soft, whiten, massage. But seriously, the absolute best thing about this toothbrush isn't even its beautiful appearance, it is how freaking clean it gets your teeth. This thing vibrates so much faster than any other toothbrush I have ever used in my entire life. It literally goes 40,000 sonic waves per minute, and you can definitely tell the difference. But if you guys would like to give this toothbrush a try, I have an absolutely insane discount code. 75% off using code Kalel75. So all you have to do is click the link in my video description. What are you doing, cutie? What is this? Biting the counter? Guys, just look at my baby. I mean, ignore the fact that she's biting the counter, or I don't even know what she's doing, but how beautiful is my baby getting? She's literally the best cat in the entire world. Like, I don't know how I got so lucky, but she's definitely not a Boogie Jr. Not that I don't love Boogie, but Boogie is a very difficult cat, and Rini is just, what does this smell like that you're so obsessed? I don't know what did I have here? What is happening? I don't know, you guys. I didn't know Boogie was in here, and she definitely just heard me saying those things about her. Oh my gosh, boys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I love you. Quick life update. So, a few things. First of all, I do feel my mental health is stabilizing. Pretty much at the beginning of my depression, which started, I want to say like November of last year, I felt like I went like, I was fine. Woo! All of a sudden, I was not fine at all, quite bad, really bad. Then I started slowly coming up, and then I'd go back down. But then I'd go up a little bit more than I came up the last time, but then I'd also go back down, but not down as far as the last time. And so the pattern has kind of started been like this now. I have my days, I've had a few days where I've been like, oh my gosh, I'm in the best mood ever, and all of a sudden everything feels normal again and I feel like I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to go out and hang out with people and da da da, and then like a few days later all of a sudden it'll feel like I'm depressed again. Then there's my confidence, which I really don't want to like heavily address in this video because I know I'm really negative all the time about myself and my image, and that's something I'm trying to just like stop vocalizing. But I will say I am at like my lowest confidence ever in life right now, and so it has consumed a lot of my mental energy. It is something I'm thinking about a lot. I don't want to think about it. I really would love to not care, but we can't really control what gives us anxiety. If we could, then no one would complain about anxiety. Usually the things that people have anxiety attacks about are not very logical. But for whatever reason, I don't know, the weight gain situation, which I know is a bit of a sensitive topic. I don't think by any means like I'm overweight or fat or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I've been super skinny literally my entire life. So obviously gaining 15 pounds feels like wrong, like unwanted. Maybe if like another year went by, it would feel normal to me, but it still doesn't feel normal to me, and I still don't like identify with my reflection. It feels uncomfortable, especially because my face, guys, why does my face get so puffy? I don't know if you guys have seen it at this point or not, but I shot a video with LG. It'll either come out before this or right after this, and I almost just refilmed the intro and outro because I like editing it. I was like, why is my face this big? What is happening? I didn't have like ramen noodles the night before. Sometimes that can like happen and my face looks extra puffy. Didn't have a lot of sodium. I don't know why that day specifically my face just looked so big, you guys, and I really struggled. But anyway, so I've been trying to lose the weight, and I have to say this has been my first time that I've ever experienced struggling to lose weight, and it is definitely broadening my perspective. I never knew how stressful and upsetting it can be when you have an unhealthy relationship with food and weight. And I just have my days where I feel I did a really good job. I didn't eat junk food. I feel like I had the right amount of calories. I'm not even like calorie counting or getting crazy with stuff like that, but I'll say to myself, okay, I had 3 meals. They were all decent size. They were whole foods. Like, I should be proud of how I ate today, da da da. And then I'll do that for 3 days. And then I don't want to say I binge on junk food, but like I kind of will have like a binge on junk food moment. But the weirdest thing has happened to me. I'm assuming it's linked to the depression, because I have no other way of explaining it, because this has never been something that I've had in my past. But I will eat like a full meal, a dinner, like a 800 calorie healthy dinner, and then literally right after eat like 600, 700 calories of like dessert or like junk, like, you know, end of day treats. Just one. I'll eat one, don't get me wrong. I don't like say, okay, I'm done with my dinner, I'm gonna take this and this and this and this. No. So after dinner, I will have one thing. I will get one small little dessert and say, okay, I was good all day, I can have this one little thing, right? And then I'll finish that and I'll be like, oh gosh, I want something else, I want something else, I want something else, I want something else. And I'll have like 3 desserts. And that in a nutshell is why I've gained weight and why I can't get it off. And for a while I was like weighing myself every day, and I would be depressed if I would like gain a couple pounds, and you know, I've stopped weighing myself because it's just like, I don't need the extra stress in my life. I don't need it. So it is what it is. I'm trying my best to be healthy. And my focus is on that. I actually really quite like my body with the weight. It's just my face that's really like, I'm really uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable. And my skin got really, really bad. If you follow me on my Instagram stories, I showed it and talked about it, but it broke out really bad. It's all pretty much healing now, but I had some cysts. I got 2 huge cysts right here. They're gone now, thank God, but there are scars. I have one, guys, right now in my ear. I don't know if you can see. It's like a marble. It is a marble. Like, who gets a cyst in their freaking ear? I don't know. I feel like 2019 has been the year of just like everything shitting on me and me trying to act like everything's okay and me trying to convince myself that everything's okay and just, I don't know. This entire year went by in a blink. I just keep thinking too, like, I want so much for next year. I feel like it's like the start of a new decade, 2020. Like, 2020 is not going to be anything like the 2010s. Is that what we say? The 2010s, the 2020s, the 20s. Now that we're getting back into like that kind of thing, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. The 20s, I feel like I need to make the best decade of my life. And I want to push myself to do so many things that I normally wouldn't do. Yada, 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 yada. I'm not even going to put out into the universe the things that I want to do because we all know how I never come through with anything. So I feel like by just not putting it out there, maybe it will actually happen this time around. But I do have things I've been working on, things I really want to do. I think since I was so isolated this year, I'm a person of extremities. So if you didn't already know that, since I was so isolated this year, next year, I'm gonna just literally go and do so many things. I need to just like shock myself. I need to bitch slap myself. Like I just need to, you know what I mean? I just need to switch it up. Anyway, I said this was gonna be a quick life update and it was really long and it was pretty much me just complaining about my image. What's new? And also, you know, I really do want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being by my side through this and sending me so many supportive comments and messages. I read almost all of my Instagram messages and you guys have seriously like, see, I'm eating. Eating like a snack. See, I keep healthy things. I have these like dried beans, which sound really great, but I stopped keeping junk food in my place because obviously I can't control myself. Anyway, I was trying to have a heart-to-heart moment and I just had to get something to eat. Yeah, no, I really appreciate you being by my side. I really appreciate all of the supportive comments and messages and gosh, it's been a long journey. Some of you guys have been with me for a really long time and that's embarrassing and also really special. But yeah, so wait, do we want this or do we want something better? I decided I could do better than the dried beans since you guys are here hanging out with me. So I cut up some celery and I'm gonna dip it in this sunflower butter. If you guys have never had sunflower butter, okay, you've never lived. Let me tell you, this is so addicting, so good. And I mean, high in fat, but also high in vitamin E, which is really good for your skin. So, by the way, the next video I'm filming is a what I ate today video because I know you guys are already about to ask just by seeing what I'm eating right now. My very first what I ate today post-vegan life. It's a little scary. I swear, look at this cat. Rainy. Do you want food too? Are you hungry too? It's not your time yet. Maybe a little bit early. Why are you so beautiful? Alright, just gonna sit down, get comfortable for an hour, and watch Actually, I need to start a new series, and I thought about starting Euphoria since everyone's talking about it. And I love HBO. And I really, like, after Game of Thrones, I kind of was going to cancel my HBO, and now, you know, maybe it would give me a reason to hold on to my HBO. But still, this entire year, I've literally watched nothing but Korean shows and movies because I'm learning Korean, if you guys didn't know that. I've been teaching myself Korean this entire year, and so I like kind of reinforcing what I'm learning by watching just Korean shows. By the way, remind me to show you the Korean word of the week on my whiteboard back there. I should have done that while I was in the kitchen. I'll tell you right now anyway. It's the word of the week is shh. Shh. You see, I've trained my cat that when I make that sound, shh, shh, it means stop what you're doing and fucking run. Because a lot of people, I feel like when your cat or dog does something wrong, you just like yell. You're like, ah, da, da. And then that's like what they associate with bad behavior. But I don't want to like constantly have to yell at my cat every time she's doing something bad. So I've trained her to just react to a simple shh, shh, shh. Genius, I know. Anyway, the word of the week is 귀엽다. 귀엽다, which means to be cute. 귀엽다, 귀엽다. I really like that word. And yes, eventually I will make a video talking about how I'm teaching myself Korean, because a lot of you guys, I posted the other day on my Insta story me writing in Hangul, and I feel like a lot of people, I got like probably like 60 messages asking me how I'm teaching myself Korean and like praising my handwriting and all of that. So it is something I put so much time into. I'm probably studying about like 15-20 hours a week, and I'm addicted to it because I am seeing the constant progress. It's literally so crazy to slowly understand a language. It's something I've never really experienced before. I mean, I took German in high school, but like God, I was way too busy being into boys. Like, I didn't take school seriously hardly at all. Anyway, it's so crazy how I went from watching Korean dramas and not understanding pretty much any of it to now I understand about like 25% of it. And it's just the weirdest sensation to all of a sudden understand something that your brain perceived as straight gibberish once before. I just can't wait to just like fully understand it, or like to get to like 75%. I think it's gonna be just the greatest feeling of all of my hard work finally paying off. But anyway, I will eventually do a video about my method that I've developed myself. I mean, not really, but I'm not just following one simple thing. I have a whole routine. You guys know how I am, right? I think you guys probably figured that out. Yeah, sure. Okay, but what new Korean drama should we start, guys? This one, Hotel Del Luna, I have heard so many good things about. Everyone's talking about it right now. Very popular. But I'm thinking, this, which I believe is called Goblin in Korea. This one, everyone recommends. I've gotten, so many of you guys have told me to watch this, and it's on my list, so maybe we start that. This is also on my list. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? Anyway, okay, I think, Boys Over Flowers. Boys Over Flowers gives me the feels. Like, even though it's such a cheesy, stupid drama, I love it. And like, it's one of the first ones I watched and it makes me feel happy. Anyway, okay, I think we're gonna watch Goblin. Guys, it is now 11 o'clock and Rini has just come onto my lap and is getting ready to fall asleep. This is not the most adorable thing you've ever seen. Just making the biscuits. Just making a fresh batch of biscuits. What is it about a purring cat that instantly makes you want to fall asleep. Like, I swear. Give me the strength to not fall asleep right now because I'm so tired. I'm so ready, but I have to change this sleeping schedule, you guys. This is insane. I have to stop going to sleep at 1 o'clock. What? Obviously, I fell asleep. You guys, I am it's like the world's worst jet lag, except I didn't go anywhere and I just can't correct it. I don't know how long this is gonna go on for, but okay, it is my personal goal lately to get in 20,000 steps a day on my little Fitbit. So I haven't quite reached my goal yet, and it's getting pretty close to midnight. So let's go to the gym and walk. I don't really do cardio, just saying. I do like just kind of setting up my iPad, watching a show, and walking at a somewhat quick pace at an incline. That's the most cardio you're gonna get from me. And I actually really enjoy it. I actually enjoy walking and watching TV more than I enjoy just sitting and watching TV. I'm not really the kind of person that likes sitting. And yet I've done a lot of it lately. I think it's a big part of why I gained weight is I would eat, and then I would just plop somewhere. That's obviously really bad. So let's go to the gym. Best part about going to the gym this late? Not a soul here. Yes. Getting in those steps and watching at the same time. Just gonna do this for like maybe an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. My gym also has Pilates machines, which I use a lot. Like normally if I'm gonna do any kind of sculpting, I use the Pilates machine. Love Pilates, been doing it for a million years. Not that you can really tell. I just wanna say, I know I said this already once before, but I don't hate my body. I don't hate my body at all. It's a face problem. That's the only reason I'm trying to lose weight is because of my face. My body, you know, it could be more toned, sure. Like I don't have abs, but I think I'm one of the only people that like, I'm not dying to get abs. As long as my stomach is like firm, tight, trying to lose weight is hard. That's my biggest takeaway from this. It's so much harder than I ever thought it could possibly be. Life goes on, we'll get there. We'll get there. It always feels so good to just get those steps in. I pretty much walk 8 miles a day. That is my goal. Even if I'm not trying to lose weight, this is something I'm going to constantly do in the future because my lifestyle, I should say, is way too sedentary. I'm not moving enough. I'm in my apartment literally all day, every day, and I'm not moving enough. So I actually really like having to like force myself to take 20,000 steps every day. It's actually not, even though 8 miles seems like a lot, it's not that bad. I'm usually pretty like shocked at how early in the day I get it. This is like, I really pushed it to the end. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope that you guys had fun hanging out today. One last thing that I wanna leave you with. I mentioned this on my Insta story the other day, but I feel like a lot of people are struggling right now in life. And I know I certainly have had a really difficult time lately. And so I just kind of want to offer some, I don't know if I'd say wisdom, but just like a little quote that's been in the back of my mind this entire time that's kind of eased my pain and made me feel like it's okay where I'm at right now. I said, I can't remember my exact words, but I basically said, you know, it's okay if you're not happy with where you are in life right now, because sometimes I think we need to be in the wrong place to get to the right place. I think in some way I needed to kind of hit this low point of my life in order for me to know which direction to go. I don't know, maybe that seems kind of silly, but I just, you know, I don't know. I feel like a lot of us, we feel such dissatisfaction with with our place in life right now. And a lot of that is obviously due to comparing with social media and TV and reality TV and all of that, you know. But I think it's really difficult to say find peace with where you're at and just know that it's part of your journey and it's happening for a reason. I'm not a spiritual person, so I don't want to say it's like God's plan or whatever. You can say that, but I don't say that for myself. But I do think that everything serves a purpose in terms of growth and perspective. So I think this low point is helping me grow, and that growth is going to be useful in the future for some specific reason. So just wanted to say that, and I will see you guys really soon, like really soon, because like low-key, I'm poor, guys. I talked about this in my Insta story too. I have no shame. I'm literally poor. I have not worked this entire year and I have pennies. So I'll be posting a lot. Not just because I'm poor, also because I feel like I'm finally in a good headspace and I want to return to work. But yes, also because I'm poor. Just keeping it real. You guys know how I do. Anyway, okay, I love you. I will see you super soon. Bye. Okay, but wait, look at Rini. Oh my gosh, my baby. My baby's so cuddled up, huh? Oh, she's even purring.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am super stoked to be talking about this topic today because it's something that's super near and dear to my heart. It's something I struggle with my entire life until I figured it out. And I want to ask you a question. Why are some people so motivated and able to stick to a healthy diet and workout plan and actually enjoy it, where the rest of us seem to struggle like crazy? This all has to do with our self-talk. The way that we talk to ourselves inside of our head is the driving force behind our willpower, motivation, or whatever you want to call it. And the greatest thing about this is that it's super easy to change. You don't have to believe in any kind of fairy tales. You don't have to step out of your comfort zone. You don't have to visualize for hours every single day or write down scripts of how you want your life to go. You literally just have to start talking to yourself in a different way. I have been studying this stuff for a very long time, and I talked about this extensively in my Lean and Clean weight loss guide. Some people got it, some people didn't get it, and I honestly feel like now I really want to write an entire book on this subject, because it is the most important thing in your life if you want to change anything about your outside circumstances. If you want to change any habit about yourself, if you want to change the way that your body looks, if you want to change your relationships, the success that you have in your job, anything that you want to change has to come from the inside first. But today we're going to be focusing this video solely on weight loss. How to change your self-talk so that you can build effective habits, stay motivated, and love yourself through your weight loss process. I'm sure at this point in your life, with all the new age woo-woo out there, or even just watching my channel because I've talked about this a lot, you have heard of the idea that thoughts create things. Every single thing in our environment, in this world, has been created through a thought or an idea. The camera that I'm talking to right now was just once a thought. The light bulb was just once an idea. I was just once a thought that my parents had of having a child. Everything has been created through our thoughts. And there are three important things that need to change if you want to change anything in your life. The first one is your thoughts. The second one is your feelings. And the third one is your actions. These all go in succession with each other. We cannot change our actions or change our feelings about something until we change our thoughts about that thing. Your mind is the most powerful tool that you have, and most of us are working against our minds because we're not aware of this creation process. If you've been struggling with your weight for a while, for your entire life, maybe just after you had a baby, you probably have negative thoughts about losing weight or about being healthy or about yourself in general. And some of those thoughts might be, it's so hard to lose weight. I really hate eating healthy. I despise working out. Why am I so lazy? Why can I not get my shit together? You might look in the mirror and think negative thoughts about yourself. You might look at your thighs and be like, why are my thighs so fat? Look at my stomach. I cannot believe I let myself get to this point. Now, when I say this, the last thing that I want any of you to do is think about all the things that you think about yourself and start beating yourself up for it. Because all of these are valid thoughts. These are something that you have created in your life. You are taking notice of it. And a lot of us think that once we take notice and take recognition of what we have created, we usually feel like once we acknowledge that, we'll be able to change it. But a lot of what happens is we start to focus on it so much. We let it bring us down. We let it completely destroy our motivation. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to change this thought pattern and start changing your life for the better in a second. But before I get to that, I want to share with you guys one of my favorite audiobooks in the entire world. It is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. I started listening to this recently once again, which is what spurred this video. I myself have gone through periods of obviously gaining weight and thinking very negative things about myself. I've gone through depression. I've gone through just feeling like crap about myself, thinking the absolute lowest of myself. And it's one of the biggest reasons that I haven't been super active on social media, because I want to be a positive force in other people's lives. And if I feel like I'm not living up to that, how can I help anybody else? If you want to understand this concept and how to apply it to your life in the most incredible way possible, I 100% recommend getting this audiobook, listening to it when you are running, when you are cleaning, when you are doing the dishes. I listen to it when I'm at the gym, when I'm driving anywhere, when I am just cooking in my kitchen or doing anything. Like, I love listening to audiobooks because I don't have to stop my entire day to learn something new. And most of the time, if I'm not listening to an audiobook, I'm just listening to the same songs over and over again. So I might as well be using my time in a productive way. I'm also super excited because my favorite audiobook company is sponsoring this video today, Audible. If you guys have not heard of Audible, it is an amazing app that you can get on your phone. You can also listen to it on your computer. You can download an array of different audiobooks. I really personally like to listen to audiobooks that are more of a self-help style, but there's every genre of audiobook on this program. Audible is great on the go, whether you're at the beach, hiking with your friends, or road tripping. You can listen to Audible anywhere at any time. And listen up, Amazon Prime members, for a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 66% on your first 3 months, a total of $30 off. That's like getting 3 months of the price for one. You'll pay just $4.95 per month for the first 3 months, and after that it's only $14.95 per month. This offer is valid from the 1st of July to the 31st of July. Every month you will get 1 free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals from an ever-changing list. Visit www.audible.com/highcarbhannah or text highcarbhannah to 500-500 to get started today. So a lot of what I've learned throughout the years has been through books like the Joe Dispenza Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I've also read hundreds of other books. Today, I'm just going to give you a really brief explanation of what you can start doing today to start changing your life, because there is a lot that goes into this, but it is actually very simple. I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing in the world, but it is very simple. The only reason that it's not easy is because you are changing a lifetime of self-talk, a lifetime of habitual negative beliefs, negative habits, and you're changing all of that. So it's kind of like going into a garden where you have a bunch of plants planted already, but you haven't weeded it in a while. And you're taking out all of the weeds. And maybe you spend a few hours taking out all the weeds, and it's a lot of work. Obviously, the weeds here are symbolic of a lifetime of negative habitual thinking and negative habits that you have acquired. It's gonna take a little bit of time to change it, but once you take out all the weeds, you have so much space to start planting new positive thoughts and start developing new positive actions and habits that are actually going to get you to your goals and to where you want to be. So the number one thing that you can start doing today to start changing all of this is start talking to yourself in a different way. A lot of us have, like I said, habitual patterns of talking to ourselves negatively. One thing I want to mention is that when I first tell people this, they say, oh, of course my life is the way that it is, because I talk to myself in the most derogatory way. I would never talk to anyone else ever like that. And they start realizing all the things that they've been telling themselves. But then they say, Hannah, I can't do this because I'm lying to myself. I can't tell myself that I only eat when I'm hungry and I never binge eat and I love exercising when like I am always eating and I hate exercise. The number one thing that I want you to realize is that as you currently are sitting in this form, in this space and time, you are a product of all of your past thoughts and actions and feelings surrounding yourself. Everything you've ever thought about yourself, everything you have ever felt about yourself has brought you to take the actions to get you to where you are right now. If you only look at where you are right now and you are constantly recreating where you are right now, all you're doing is living in the past. You're just recreating all of the past thoughts, actions, and beliefs that you have about yourself. So to create something new, you need to start creating new thoughts, new feelings, which will create new actions to propel you into a new life, or a new body, or a new career, or whatever it is. To help you understand this a little bit better, when I was struggling with my weight about a year ago, I had completely forgotten about this concept. I knew it so well, I practiced it so well when I was first losing weight and I had originally lost 70 pounds. For some reason, I got into a really dark place in my life and I started just hating my life. I started hating the way that I looked. I thought, wow, I've lost 70 pounds. I don't look the way that I want to look. I'm never going to look the way that I want to look. Why is this so difficult? Why is this so hard? And then it propelled me to just start creating all of these actions that were getting me further away from where I had gotten. So I started to overeat. I wasn't really like eating junk or eating like in a binge way, but I was just overeating all the time. I told myself, which I didn't even realize I was telling myself, but I would just be like, why am I always so hungry? I am so hungry. I would tell myself, I love food so much that I am like just always hungry. I'm obsessed with food. My job is literally surrounded by food. I am a food blogger. Like that's my life. So I am consistently always around food, always thinking about food, always creating food, thinking of new recipes, like helping people lose weight. And I was always focused on these things. So I thought that that was the problem, but it wasn't the problem. The problem was that I started to create all these negative thoughts around myself. I would be like, oh my God, I'm so lazy. I hate working out. At this point, I had never worked out. When I lost all my weight, I just did walking. I would even tell myself that I hated doing YouTube. I was like, I'm over it. I hate doing this. And I stopped really being consistent and loving it and doing it for a long time, and it was really upsetting. It really propelled me to just start hating everything in my life. Everything that I had created from this beautiful place of positive self-talk, I had destroyed. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it. Once I realized what I was consciously doing with my thoughts, and I brought myself back to all the lessons that I have in my Lean and Clean guide. I think it was actually, I was editing a new book and I wanted the formatting to be the same, so I was reading my guide and I was just like, this advice is amazing. Why am I not even doing this anymore? Why am I thinking the way that I'm thinking? And then it just clicked with me that I was perpetually stuck in this cycle, and the only way to get out of it was to start changing my thoughts. So what did I do? I created a few affirmations that really applied to my life, and this could be a really good thing for you. I'm not going to say that you should say the same affirmations that I said, because we all struggle with different things, but because I was like always thinking, oh my God, I'm so obsessed with food. Oh my God, I'm always surrounded by food. Why am I always hungry? I just started to think in a different way. I started telling myself, I only eat when I'm truly hungry. And I would say this to myself all the time, like as much as I possibly could. Whenever I was walking my dogs or doing something, I would just say, I only eat when I'm truly hungry. I only eat when I'm truly hungry. I only eat when I'm truly hungry. And I did this on a repetitive cycle because repetition is the fastest way to impress anything upon your subconscious mind. And I knew that from before. So this was one of the things that I started saying to myself. I used to also, if I did get hungry, I would focus on the fact that I was hungry and become so uncomfortable. Like until I ate something, I would just be pissed off and I would just be so focused on being hungry. I would like say to myself all the time, like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry. And I would just be like so upset until I ate something. Now, if I get hungry, I just tell myself I only eat when I'm truly hungry, and I'll repeat that. And then I will ask myself, am I truly hungry? And if I am truly hungry, what do I really want to eat right now? So then I would go and I would eat that. I would be satisfied with that. I would stay present when I was eating that and move on with my day. There are a lot of other things that I could mention really quickly that I did, but I want to stick to the affirmations in this video. But there's a lot of things that I did. Like I would be present with my food. I would never ever think anything negative about my food. I would never think, oh, this isn't the healthiest thing I could possibly eat. This is gonna make me fat, or this is bad for me. I would never think anything negative about food ever. Whereas in the past, I'd probably be like, oh my God, I'm not eating perfect, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And I would just be like, this isn't good, this isn't healthy, this is junk food, and I would have all these negative thoughts about what I was eating. So I realized that food is just an energy and it interacts with us, and we want to think positive things about when we're eating. So I would stay present. I wouldn't be distracted with like Instagram or watching anything. I would be present when I was eating, and I would think positive things about the food. I would even express like gratitude to the food and just say in my head, like as I was eating, thank you so much for all the nourishment and health that this food is bringing to my body. Thank you for all the healing, all of the energy and everything, yada yada yada. Like I would go on and on. So the other affirmation that I would say to myself is, instead of saying like, oh my God, I gained all this weight, it's so hard to lose this weight, because it was actually pretty hard for me to lose like the last 20 pounds. And when I gained those 20 pounds back, you guys, oh my God, it was devastating. So in my head, I was like, this is gonna be so hard to lose, because it was so hard to lose it the first time. And instead of thinking, oh my God, losing weight is so hard, this is gonna be really hard, I can't believe how hard this is, I can't do this, I told myself, my body easily loses weight. My metabolism is on fire. I have the easiest time losing weight. That's what I would tell myself over and over and over again. I would never let these negative thoughts creep into my head, and if they did, I would just replace them with a positive thought and say the positive thought a few times. The other thing that I did do is I didn't weigh myself, because I realized that whenever I weighed myself, I would be like, oh my God, this isn't working, or oh my God, this isn't happening fast enough, or oh my God. And then it would just start to propel me into another negative cycle. And this takes time. This isn't gonna happen overnight, and this isn't magic. Like, the reason that this works so well is because when you're changing your thoughts, you're changing your subconscious feelings and your programming. So the way that you're reacting to everything in your environment is changing. You start to change, you know, the beliefs that you have surrounding food and exercise and everything about yourself. And then that changes the feelings that you have about yourself. And then it's so much easier to propel yourself into an action that is going to allow you to change that about yourself. So this isn't magic. It's not like, wow, I'm gonna wake up one day and be 20 pounds less. It's just going to make it way easier than it is when you're working against yourself, telling yourself all the negative things that are pushing you into the wrong direction or pushing you further away from your goal. So the last thing that I would tell myself was that I loved working out. I had no idea the kind of exercise that I was going to do or that I wanted to do, and I had always hated working out my entire life. So I just started telling myself, I love working out, I love working out. It makes me feel so good. I feel so energized. I feel so confident and powerful and everything after I work out. It's my favorite part of the day. And I would just like make up these stories about how much I loved things and how intuitive I was with my eating and how easy it was for me to lose weight and how like on fire my metabolism was, and I would just kind of make it into this like story, and it would make me feel really good about myself. If you guys have been following me for a while, you've probably seen me go through like starting to work out at the gym and then stopping and then never going back until like a year later, and then being like, I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna get fit, and then like never going back. This time it really actually stuck. And I can honestly say with every fiber of my being that I love working out. I love going to the gym. I love it so much. And these were the 3 things that I really wanted to change. So I wanted to change my feelings around food, how I interacted with food, and my like appetite, because I was always hungry and I was always feeling like I was just obsessed with food and all of those things. And then I changed the way that I felt about weight loss. So I just started telling myself, it's really easy to lose weight. Like, I lose weight really easily. Why wouldn't I? Like, I'm really healthy. I eat super healthy. I work out. I do all the right things. Like, why would it be difficult? It's not. And then I would even start thinking, like, my body knows exactly what it needs to do. It knows that it has stored energy. It's not gonna freak out if I'm hungry, or if, you know, I didn't eat enough protein that day, or if I didn't do anything. Like, everything that my body needs, it has in the inside of it. And I really gave over all of this trust to my body. So it was like such a beautiful experience. I'm still learning so much about it, and I still obviously have negative thoughts about things from time to time, but I'm getting so much better at it. I just started to really apply this to my YouTube and the way that I feel others feel about me. So I've always like had this underlying perpetual fear that I was never popular and nobody really liked me and all this kind of stuff. Like, I had these feelings about myself forever, and I've just started to change my thoughts around that. And this has really just propelled me to look at every thought that I have and change the way that I think about it. And I can honestly tell you that this will change your life. It's not going to change it overnight, but you will learn that once you start changing your inner dialogue with yourself, once you start being loving and kind and excited and proud of yourself, everything is going to start to change. So I hope this video is helpful. I'm going to jump off because I feel like this video is the longest video I've ever made. But if you guys want to see more videos on this, just let me know any specific topics that you want me to cover, because there's so much. But if you have any success stories, like, I love listening to them. This is my favorite thing in the world to talk about, and I would love to talk about it more. So yes, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm chilling outside because the lighting in our house is really messed up right now, and I'm kind of sitting to the side because I'm probably going to be showing a lot of photos during this video. But today I wanted to talk about how veganism and eating a vegan diet has totally transformed my health. The only reason that I say vegan diet or put it in the title is because it's kind of like a hot topic, especially right now. With all the stuff going on in the vegan community. But I wanted to just shed some positivity and share my story. I went vegan when I was 26 years old, so I've been vegan for a little bit over 6 years now. I am now 32 years old. A lot of you probably don't know this, but I actually went vegan for ethical reasons, and I think a lot of people assume that I went vegan for health, because that's what I focus my channel on mainly, just because veganism has had such a massive impact on my health. But I actually went vegan solely for the animals. I had to go to a slaughterhouse when I was 26 years old for my old job, and seeing what went on there will forever haunt me till the day that I die. Like, makes me emotional thinking about it. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll post some links to videos down in the description box. If you want to check out more of my story on specifically weight loss, or specifically how I went vegan and why I went vegan. But today I really just wanted to touch on how eating this way has drastically improved my health. Not only just my physical health, but my mental health, my love towards myself, and just everything along those lines. So to start, I'll just kind of give you guys a brief background on before I was vegan and what I was kind of going through. Basically, my whole life, I was an overweight child. I was an overweight teenager. I was an overweight person. I struggled with my weight my entire life. I did a lot of restrictive diets, fad diets. I tried every single diet in the entire world. This led to a lot of other issues in my life. I had depression. I was an alcoholic. I smoked half a pack of cigarettes a day for a really long time. I had no love or self-respect for myself. I just hated who I was. I hated my life. I wanted to die, like literally. I mean, that sounds really dramatic, but I just hated everything. And because of this, I suffered through my life for a really long time. And I think the biggest thing and the first thing that I want to mention that helped me improve my health dramatically was learning to have compassion. I never had compassion for anything, and to be able to like have this emotional connection with these animals and see from their point of view like what is happening to them, that this is not necessary, they don't need to be killed, I don't need to eat this way. And to have that kind of compassion for something else and have that love for another being, it gave me so much compassion for myself, like tremendous compassion. Because I would be a total hypocrite if I, you know, cared so much about animals, not to eat them, not to hurt them, not to eat their byproducts or see them tortured or anything like that, but didn't extend that to myself. If I didn't stop torturing myself, if I didn't stop all these self-destructive behaviors. And I'm not going to say that it was easy to quit smoking or to quit drinking. I used to even take like Adderall and prescription drugs. It was really bad. Like, I really hated myself, and I'm probably going to get like emotional during this video, but I'm trying not to cry. But that was the biggest thing that veganism helped me with, self-love, like loving myself and not torturing myself to fit into the specific mold that society has said that I need to be. And that was probably the biggest thing that helped me transform my life. Through finding self-love and through finding compassion and like equality and all these things, and really like having a purpose in my life, it gave me so much purpose to take care of myself and to spread this message and to start my YouTube channel and to help other people. And being able to do that helped me in so many ways. So that's just kind of the background of, you know, how finding compassion led me to self-love, which led me to stop doing all these destructive habits like drinking and smoking and taking prescription drugs. I got completely sober. And then it was time to like tackle real health issues, because I knew that I was at a healthy weight. I still had a lot of issues. Like, I never really had acne or anything, but I had really, really bad psoriasis on my arms to the point where like they were so red they would bleed. And I thought that that was normal. Another issue that I had that people always made fun of me my entire life for was on my legs. I'll try and find a photo of it to explain it, but I always just called it hamburger skin. I had such bad circulation that my legs looked like hamburger meat. Like, they just had all this, you could see like all the veins in my legs. It was really weird. And whenever I would get slightly cold, this would show up. And when I was growing up and playing basketball and doing all this stuff where I would show off my legs in like shorts and whatever, I would get made fun of so bad. And it's something that I didn't even really realize went away, was the psoriasis and this like circulation issue that I had. But it went away when I started eating a whole foods plant-based diet. I'm just going to reference a whole foods plant-based diet in this video because I went through a lot of experimentation with different kinds of diets and stuff. And what I found that works for me the best is just eating whole plant foods in abundance, not counting calories, not worrying about macros, literally just eating whole plants like beans, legumes, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, potatoes, rice, all that kind of stuff. And that is what has led me to this point. So along with the skin issues that I had, I was always one of those people that would only go to the bathroom like once or twice a week. And that, I mean, it's so weird to think that we assume that something is wrong with us when it's really, we're just not getting the proper amounts of fiber in our diet to actually move things through our bowels. Every single day, like clockwork, I go to the bathroom every morning. and it happens every single day. I have no issues. I have no constipation issues. Vegetables and fruits and nuts and beans and everything transports through our body the way that it's nature intended within 24 hours. And everything is assimilated, everything is digested, and you feel great the next day. I never feel bloated anymore. I never feel constipated. I never have issues going to the bathroom. And that is just from eating an abundant whole foods plant-based diet. Now, the biggest thing that a vegan diet helped me with was getting to a healthy body weight and having a healthy body that I can move and I can run and I can lift weights and I can be active and super flexible and live the life that I want to live. And my goal is not to live forever, and I don't think that should be anyone's goal, because none of us are getting out of here alive. I want to just make it to the end, being able to walk, being able to, you know, take care of myself, being able to chew my food, not have a disease. And I look at all the plant-based doctors. I've met so many of these doctors in person. They're amazing people, like Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Colin Campbell, Dr. Greger. I met all of them last year. Dr. Frank Sabatino. Like, I've met so many vegan doctors that are 70, 80, 90 years old, and they're still doing everything that you would assume that you could do until the day that you die. And I think that that's really the goal, because we focus so much on like looking young as long as possible, or like being a certain physique. And like, I just want to be healthy and be able to take care of myself. Like, that's my goal. Like I was saying, the biggest thing that has changed in my life is definitely my weight. Before I was vegan, like my entire life, I remember when I was 12, I went on a diet, and it's really sad to say this, but at the beginning of 6th grade every year, we would get weighed, and they'd take our height and they would do like this little body analysis thing just as part of phys ed, I think. And I remember at the beginning of that year, I weighed 116 pounds and I was like 4'11" or something. And at the end of the year, I was the only kid who still weighed the same exact weight. And I was so happy about it. And like, looking back at that, it's just so messed up, because I was a child, like I was growing, and I was laying in bed at night, like doing endless hours of calisthenics and throwing away my lunch and just eating carrot sticks. And like, I didn't even think of anything of it as anything at this point. Like, I had just, you know, I grew up always thinking that I was chubby and being made fun of, and I wanted to change. And this carried on until the point that I went vegan and really got my life under control. My weight went from all the way up to 190 pounds, and it would just yo-yo back and forth. I remember the lowest weight that I actually got to, like in my 20s, was 170 pounds, and now I weigh around 130 pounds. So I was able to lose and keep off 60 pounds without even really trying. And in the last 6 years, like, my weight has changed a lot. I have had it go up at points and come back down, but it seems like whenever I just eat like 90% healthy all the time, my weight stays at this weight. And I really couldn't ask for anything more. To be able to have that kind of freedom in my life, to be happy and to be healthy and to be able to like do everything that I want to do and live my life and not have to ever diet or ever worry about food or worry about calories or worry about anything, is honestly, like, that was my wish. If I had a genie in a bottle who was like, what's your one wish? It would have been to be a healthy weight and not have to ever worry about food again. And for anyone who is struggling with that or has struggled with that, I would highly recommend watching Forks Over Knives so that you can learn how to eat a proper vegan diet. Watch Dominion, watch Earthlings, watch Cowspiracy, just so that you can see like the ethical connection. And I mean, once you see what's happening in this world, I don't understand how you can go back. Like, I just don't get it. But honestly, having my eyes opened at that slaughterhouse 6 years ago has been the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. And like, I really just hope for other people that they can overcome, you know, not just like their health problems, but also like the societal standard of eating the way that a lot of people eat, and realizing we don't need to eat that way. There's a much better way to eat. I always say that it'd be really funny if I could just transport back into my old body, or if like somebody who is really unhealthy or struggling with a lot of stuff or overweight or whatever could just kind of transport into someone who's really healthy, to see what it feels like, to see how life can be. Because when we go through a health transformation, you know, it takes years and it takes a long time, and it's just like such subtle changes over time that it's very easy to forget where we came from. And when I look back at these photos of myself and I see who I used to be, and I just like see this girl dying inside to just find her way and to be able to live a normal, healthy life, like I just feel for her so much. And I'm just so grateful for this online community, for all the people who have helped me along my way. Every single person out there promoting a vegan diet, showing themselves thriving on a vegan diet. Like, the world needs more of this. And it's easy to pinpoint like one or two people who have failed and made a viral video out of it. But there's so many more of us out here thriving and overcoming health problems and issues that we've had our entire lives, and not having to contribute to any of the harsh slaughter and inhumane farming practices and all these things that these animals go through. So it's a beautiful thing, and I just wanted to share my story with you guys because I can honestly say 100,000,000% I will never be someone who makes a video that says why I'm not vegan anymore, because I'm an ethical vegan. I will be vegan for the rest of my life, and I just wanted you guys to know that. So if you made it this far, like I said, I'll post all the links to documentaries and videos that I recommend, and my other health stories, and my like weight loss transformation, all those other videos that I have. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.